Everyone, guys. I don't know if you guys are getting loud and clear. I don't know if you guys are getting loud and clear. Actually, I'm live talking about how we can try to implement and try to see that we show love to our community. Are you guys getting me loud and clear? Please, if you are getting me loud and clear, I want you guys to say hi. Good evening, everyone. If you're new here, my name is Henry. A young guy coming up with great vision, right? So I want you guys to know that everybody is somebody, right? Everybody is somebody. The society today have those people, you know? And guys, when we talk about deep lead, we are talking about on how we can try our best. Hello, Susan. Welcome, Susan. I hope you are getting me loud and clear, Susan. If you are getting me loud and clear, let me know, right? And trying to be in the stage wherein people need ourselves, right? We need ourselves, right? So everyone should stand firm to contribute towards the intention of supporting and giving back to our community. Okay, thank you very much, Susan, for letting me know that the audio and the video are okay. Ah, so people around the society actually are working towards providing the right source for those people in need, especially in the health sector. And back in the days, health sector was not effective to that extent. We are in nowadays we are seeing that we have more specialists, more people who are bringing more ideas towards implementing and try to mitigate certain health issue around the world, right? And guys, this life is all about contributing and helping achieving. Sorry, the internet is giving me an issue. Okay, back. I was trying to say that people sector, right? People are really helping in the health sector, and oh, I don't know why. I don't know. I'm having a bad feedback here. Hello, hello, hello. Are you guys getting me? Hello, hello, hello. Are you guys getting me? The stream is interrupted. I don't know why the stream is interrupted. I don't know why. So, guys, back to what I was saying that people really need to have support in the society. Talking about the situation that is being um utilized by those people around, right? And you thinking about how the situation is like, the lifestyle of people are not the same because when you talk about people, we have certain category of people. We have people who are on the right page, and we have people who need us to support them so that they can reach that stage, right? And many people around the world have their own ways of doing things, right? And the the way they interact with others can boost the atmosphere of how they can help others in achieving their goal, right, Susan? Okay, I hope you guys are doing great. The audio is good, right? I don't know. I have a question for you guys, but let's do it. Yes. So, like, is many people not working together in trying to find permanent or stable solution towards the MDR drugs. Like the drugs are very essential. Drugs are relevant. Drugs are important. Right? What is the reason? Yes, indeed, they are trying their best providing drugs for us around the world. Right? For those who are living with drugs every day, it's really not a source of getting permanent healing. I'm trying to drive towards sustainable drugs management, right? Wherein those people who are out there trying to provide these drugs for the patient, especially for the the tuberculosis and HIV and AIDS. We have a permanent drugs that can um, heal this disease permanently without the person taking the drugs throughout his entire life, right? So, like, I'm trying to drive into a category wherein those who are responsible towards producing drugs, they should work hand in hand to provide a permanent drugs that can heal somebody instantly after taking those drugs. Susan, I hope you are getting me loud and clear. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Are you getting me? The life is interrupted. I don't know why. Are you getting me loud and clear? Guys, if you're getting me loud and clear, let me know. So, like the drugs which are within Africa are not actually sufficient for everyone, right? Last live yesterday, I was live with Dr. Nurse Madena. She explained to us what are the risks that can occur if drugs are limited in Sierra Leone and West Africa. And you know, West Africa is a big globe wherein we have different countries that included within it, right? And talking about every country have their own challenge with drugs, right? And when you talk about drugs, these are substances that really good for the human system that can help everybody to live healthy and a good life, right? Guys, if you're joining me, you can contribute by donating to super chats and also other different gifts, right? So when we plan, let us say we plan to introduce a new drugs that can cover every other issue like the HIV and AIDS. We know that people are consuming the drugs every day. Thousands of people, 20 million of people all over the world are consuming these drugs every single day, right? What is the best solution? What are the right thing we should put in place so that those drugs can be cut down to a single dosage or a remedy that can heal a patient permanently, right? Then it can less a burden of taking those drugs every day, right? So how can we go about it? People out there who are specialists should come together and try to provide adequate solution towards this situation. Let's say thousands of people right now are consuming those drugs that sustain their life. And we are the notice of the USA policy saying that they are going to fuse every drugs coming to Africa, which sounds so bad because it can affect a lot of people who are depend on those drugs, right? And if that's happening, that can lead us to what Nurse Madana was telling us yesterday. If you watch and follow the live stream yesterday, Nurse Madana was trying to tell us that if eventually those drugs stop coming to Africa, it can lead to thousands of people losing their life. Losing their life. When people lose their life, the population decrease, right? The population decrease. That can lead to a high rate of death. To our own statistics, we have 95% of new cases last year 2024 on both the tuberculosis and the HIV and AIDS, which is a critical um, issue because how we are going to find a solution on a particular situation that cannot be resolved permanently. Yes, we see that tuberculosis is a particular disease that can be cured, but we are still having a lot of cases on it. I will think about new strategy, new ways we can fight against it. Yes, we are having a less amount of patients right now in Sierra Leone, right? Talking about those who don't count those who are in the outpatient lab, right? Who are under examination, examine them, right? Those people are actually taking the drugs so that they can become cure, right? But the challenges they're having is lack of motivation, right? And we are considering thinking about those who are taking the MDR drugs also need a permanent drugs that can cure them permanently without taking drugs every single day throughout their external life. Yes, indeed, it can be a remedy of providing the right source that can kill that virus permanently, just like the tuberculosis, which deal with malaria, a rightful solution that can be placed for those who are in a lifetime drugs, right? Because imagine every single day taking those drugs so that you can become um healthier again. It's really not nice taking those drugs every single day. They should try to find a rightful way that can be be resolved, right? They can resolve those issue of consuming high level of high level of drugs every single day because those patients also need um provisions, right? Food stuff that can help them to build up the human system. right? But we are finding out that those people too are not in the right track because of certain situation, right? But when we talk about providing a stable and a adequate solution, I am trying to say that they should try to find a remedy or a drug that can um that can resolve the issue of taking drugs throughout human life, right? Throughout the entire life, right? So like if they provide a solution that can help in those issue with those issue of individual taking a drugs until they he or she passed away, it's really not good because like there should be a permanent drugs that can resolve that issue once and for all, like the tuberculosis drugs, right? And that drugs is really really working, right? That drugs is really helping a lot of people. People are recovering and they are lot of survivors from those disease, right? Tuberculosis. But what about the HIV and AIDS? People too need to have a particular drugs that can be consumed and it can heal them permanently. What is going on with those scientists that produce drugs, right? That produce drugs for patients living with this disease. Because let's come to reality. You're drinking drugs every single day since you are from birth. And we see that people are born with a disease. Two of us. Two of us. I'm going to drop a question so that you guys can drop the answer, right? Right? People are sometimes born with a disease, right? Do I talk the fact or do I say something mm, good? Huh? People sometimes are born with a disease. It can be either from the mother side, right, right. So I want to know if it's possible for someone to be born with the disease, right? Yes, people sometimes born with this disease from birth, and this disease has been manageable to dissolve the the implication of getting worse, right? The drugs that they can give to that patient is not to allow the virus to die immediately, is to pressurize or try to pressure those virus not to get worse. And that person should take that drugs every single day. That situation is really pathetic. And since birth, you're taking that medication until retirement, until old age. What is the right solution we can find so that those people who are consuming those drugs every single day find appropriate solution that can regulate the situation of getting ill forever. My point I'm going to drive out is to find appropriate solution towards stopping, right? Stopping consumption or consumption of drugs every single day. I'm against it because it's really, really sad. Sometimes when we wake up in the morning hours trying to find food, because in our countryside alone, the economy is very bad. Sometimes when I wake up in the morning, mom sometimes don't have enough money to fund food stuff. Sometimes I decided to eat a local food which is a gari, 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 which we usually eat to sustain our life. And when you consume that gari, it don't it don't actually play a great role within your body system. And you need to take the drugs, right? And we know that drugs have different reaction. Drugs have different reaction. Guys, if you're watching me, don't forget to send gifts and also super chat so that we can support those who are around. And the target is 20 million euros, right? And I want you guys to support the live and try to support, contribute to your own way you want to contribute, right? So that where I will able to support people around, talking about those who are in need and also those who are in the hospital. Showing them love can go a long way, right? And back to what I am saying is the drug should be shifted from long term of taking drugs to a short term of taking drugs so that that drugs can heal that person permanently, right? Yes, Susan, I know you disagree. I'm talking about one person, right? One person. Like it can happen that the person, the mom is afflicted with it, right? Or let's say the dad is afflicted, right, with this, and the child inherited those diseases from birth, and the mom is consuming the drugs, right? And also the child that is newly born is also afflicted, and the child is also taking that drugs from birth. I don't know if you understand my point. I know you disagree. One person in my family has to take to a medication since birth every day. They have no problem with that. No, there is no more solution sometimes. Okay. Um yes it did. But I'm driving that, trying to drive that there should be a way those people who produce those drugs for long term of taking, they should also try to find a solution of resolving that situation of taking those drugs every single day from birth to the old age or towards death, right? I know what I am trying to say because I know, yes, me too. Yes, people don't have issue on that, but I'm trying to drive towards thinking about how they can try to resolve that situation of taking the drugs every single day. Okay, Sudan is trying to say it will not be possible. Um, yes, maybe it may not be possible, but sometimes it may be possible if those people who are responsible in providing um net issue. I hope you guys are getting it loud and clear. Yes, Susan, you're correct. Sometimes it's just not possible. There is a saying that if a man tried and failed, there is a probability that the man need to look back on his mistakes and try to correct that mistake and try again. Yes, indeed, they are fine. Hey, Susanna, Susanna was as I say, you say there is research for all those problems. Maybe we will have a solution in 30 years. Wow, 13 years. Wow, wow, wow. It's a long regime with 30 years from now. Wow. Okay, let's say let's keep the fire burning because it can be possible, right? Right? It can be possible. Yes, it can be possible. I believe that, right? People who are in that um category of providing or doing research or providing solution towards health issue also sit down and try appropriate solution. So guys, let's support by sending gifts, right? Let's support life. And I'm seeing YouTube is recommending a ribbon gift. I don't know how it look like ribbon. Guys, let's support. If you're watching me, let's discuss on how drugs can be suitable way solving. Right, Susan, thank you. We are going to support people on my birthday, right? So this life is all about supporting, contributing towards achieving the goal of 20 million. And yesterday, live stream, we managed to get um 30 euro, 20 euro, and 5 euro from our noble supporters yesterday. It really sum up to 45 euro, which is an exchange rate of in Sierra Leone is up to seven something, right? So like it's really not in in a right stage yet because we have not reached our target. Yesterday, Sudan was trying to do the exchange rate on our asylum currency, right? And it will really help a lot of people around, right? So yesterday, Susan went offline. Then we have a connection with Nurse Badana. We are Nurse Badana highlighted um certain issue and certain causes it might occur if the USA policy stand towards his statement that there will be a few fusing of drugs, right? And we know thousands of people really need those drugs. right? Thousands of people need those drugs, and we are talking about not only Sierra Leone but around the African continent, right? Because those drugs, people depend on them for survival. Okay, so I saw it. Thank you very much, Susan. Thank you. People really support those drugs, but we need to have sufficient drugs in the society because the drugs are really, really relevant, and the drugs are are not sufficient according to one of the nurse in Connaught Hospital, right? She said that the drug should not be scarce, right? The drug should not be scarce. It should be available so that people can get access to it, right? Because if it's scarce, it will not be a good situation because we will have a lot of debt, or an issue may occur with those patients, right? So that's po- that situation will not happen, and those um those drugs will continue to come into all different country, and it will be good living for every single patient whole life depending on them, right? Whole life depending on them because if they cannot access those drugs, it will really cause implication on them, right? Guys, people really need, oh my god, people really need our people really need those drugs, right? Guys, I want everybody to know that life is full of story. Everybody have his own story to tell. Towards my story, you already know my story, and the new book, everything is tuberculosis, is coming out, launched. It will be launched on March, right? March. And I pray that everybody will know about this and try to fight against it. Bravo to the TV fighters and some, they are doing great, and shout out to my friend John for a good job well done because really Partner Health is doing great job in providing those drugs for patients. But I pray that that drug need to come because people life are dependent on them. So guys, we are going to close the live around 10:30, right? And closing the live, then I will resume the live around 11:15, which will be a game live, right? Wherein is a way of contributing and we can achieve those goals, right? And yesterday was so handsome because we have learned a lot, because I learned a lot from Nurse Madana. She said that there will be a of lot of high rate of death and a high rate of disease spreading. When disease spread from one environment to another, it cause danger, right? It will cause danger. So are you with me? It will cause danger, right? And if those drugs be scarce, people who are depending on them cannot get access to it, it will be more high high demanded. When we say high demanded, that means people will find all type of solution towards that. And we know that our native people, we like to say that those diseases can be caused by witchcraft and so on. That's why majority of those people who are living with them are not going to the hospital because they have the negative mentality that it is caused by a witchcraft, evil caused by evil, and they depend on their native drugs, and those native drugs can make the disease very dangerous, and it can increase its um its speed of destroying the human system, right? When people around, like the main they usually say bua bise muli 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 ja wa mulo, that simply means that there is a particular place wherein they can find the solution if this treatment cannot be achievable or accessible. So we are, hello, yes, I'm back. The line is breaking. I'm back. Oh my god, the internet is giving me an issue. There are three great danger in avian AIDS, and other diseases is spread again. Yes, again. It will again, right? And a lot of problem. Yes, and eventually, if those disease spread, oh my God, there will be a high rate of cases, and that will lead to death, right? Death it may lead, and also more people can contact connected with this, and it can lead to a big problem around the world, right? It's a quarter, it's a 20 Africa country, 20 to 26% population of a whole country might die without medication. These are the things we should consider, right? These are the things we should think about. These are the things we should think about, because when those drugs cannot be accessible in a particular African country, many people will not have access to those drugs, and the disease can be transmitted and spread easily, easily, easily. If only they implement a way of isolating people, isolating people, right? Will no longer help. Wow. So, like, if there will be a way of isolating people from not coming outside, stay indoors, maybe it will not spread. But the best way is to provide those drugs for those people, because when the drugs are available, it will help a lot. Sometimes these drugs are scarce, according to the nurse yesterday, right? The nurse the drugs sometimes can be scarce, right? And they they according to them, they try to shuffle out some drugs so that majority of those patients can get access to those drugs, right? Sometimes they give them weekly, sometimes they give them daily, right? Depending on the amount of drugs that are available. So like sometimes the drugs are scarce, and if those drugs scarce, many people cannot get enough drugs, right? They cannot get enough drugs to take. They can only get for a single day or for a week, right? And those drugs should be sufficient, should be more abundant because people life are depend on them, right? People life are depend on them, right? So those drugs really need to be available around the Africa continent, right? And I don't know, Susan, can you enlighten me on the policy, on how the policy is going? Because I hear that they will not discuss on those policy relating to the freezing of drugs until 3 months, af- until after 3 months. I don't know actually, but I don't know if you have any idea on that because I follow up a YouTube video relating to those issues which Donald Trump have released his decision towards it, and people are really will have a lot of issue if there is not a remedy towards it, right? Guys, really people need drugs. As I'm sitting down here, I'm going to take my drugs after this life and consume it because, and then I can go out to find food. A judge stop a judge stop it, but now the court in the USA have to decide. Wow, oh my God, the court has already stopped it, but the judges, okay, the judge has already stopped it, and the court in USA will have to decide, and that is their own decision making, and they should try to think deeply because their decision matter now. Their decision matter now. Their decision matter now, right? And people out there, majority of them don't know that these are the situation going on. They usually go to the hospital to get their medication, right? But they have not been aware of the situation, right? And sometimes they find it very hard to get the drugs. And those the nurses usually told them that they should go home and come later so that they can get access to their drugs, right? And if that continue, it can easily discourage those patients, right? And they can easily give up because looking around, there are a lot of stigma around, right? The stigma is around, and people are afraid of stigma. Stigma is one of the barriers relating to this situation, right? And we should try very hard to find a solution and try to see if these drugs will continue to come to those Africa countries. Nigeria, Nigeria, we have the other country, Sierra Leone. This other Africa country work on it hand to see that they find appropriate solution. Thank you for donating. Thank you. I love you. Wishing all the best. Very much support of your work. I love you. Thank you very much for supporting me. This support will go a long way and it will help a lot, right? And those people who around who are around the community can be very happy. Thank you very much for supporting. Much love, right? Um, Talking about those drugs, these drugs really relevant and important. Around the world today, 94% of the people are depend on drugs, right? And if these drugs is eventually scarce, it can lead to high rates of death, right? And it can be more a disadvantage for people who are in need of those drugs. Imagine that people who work very hard to see that these drugs reach those patients who need them, they too can work hand in hand to see that if they can persuade a chance of getting these drugs to those people who need it very much, because since birth they are being taking those drugs, and those drugs those drugs are very relevant for their survival, right? And let's say every day you're taking food, and that food is your drugs, right? And that drugs should not be absent, right? Should not be scarce. Your food should not be scarce. Every day people consume food. Every day people drink water, right? Every day people go out to seek a solution towards their problem. So let's assume every morning waking up ready to go to work, then you don't have the finance or your food on your table, there will be a issue with your health. Let us relate it to this situation, right? If the drugs are not available for the people who are in need of it, it will actually cause a lot of issue, right? And it can lead to high rate of spreading. It can spread from okay, I'm back, guys. I'm back. So let's say we have said we have 12 districts, right? So we have 12 districts. We have Bo, Ba, Pijom, right? Um, we have the provinces areas which the high population are being restored or fine. Kenema, Bo, Bont, Moyamba, Pijom, right? We have Framba, right? We have Kono. These are these are districts in Ceylon, and these districts have high level of population, especially Bond district. The Bond district population is sum up of 10,000 to 7,000 to 10,000 population on the Bond district. Not talking about the Kenema, not talking about the Potloko. Potloko also have high level of population, right? And those population can easily afflicted if those drugs are not given to those patients who are in need of it, right? And these drugs should be available. If those drugs are not available, think about the life who are found in those districts, the 12 districts of Sierra Leone. Talking about Bobont, Moyoba, Bont, Pujum, right? Those population also stand a chance or a risk of getting those disease. According to Susan, she have already highlighted that it can lead to high spread, right? Everywhere. When we talk about everywhere, we are consider the 12 districts, right? Okay, let's leave Sierra alone. Let's move to another country, Africa country, Nigeria. Nigeria have different states and they have different people, right? And let's say those drugs are not available in that Africa country. Automatically, high level of high level of risks of people afflicted in spreading those disease is very, very high, right? So if those drugs are coming into the Africa continent, right, and they are not scarce, right? They are not scarce, it will help boost the spirit, the protection of not spreading those disease, right? And we know that this disease can be spread, that can be inherited by bats, and it can be spread through sexual intercourse, and it can be spread by needle and so more. Yes, yes, indeed, it can be spread. But if those drugs are available, it can abstain those risks of spreading. But if the drugs are not available, it will really, really cause a lot of issue, right? Really, these are the challenges people are having currently. We pray that these drugs will never be scarce. These drugs will come abundantly for those people who are living in it. It's just like a way of life now. A way of life wherein people consume food every single day. And for those people who are living with drugs, those drugs is their own food, right? If those food is not available, it can lead to another story to tell, right? It can lead to other story to tell. And we pray that that story will not happen, right? Because I believe that the drugs will still coming to the Africa content. Because talking about Sierra Leone, oh my God, it will lead to a high rate of spread. The drugs will spread everywhere. The disease will spread everywhere. And according to Manos Madena yesterday live, if you have not yet watched that video, make sure you watch the repeat of the video live stream. Although I use a software, a soft a software wherein I used to go live yesterday. The live was really screaming, right? But really, I want everybody to watch that video. Nose Medina was really giving the impact of not accepting or receiving those drugs anymore in our country. What will be the causes? What it can lead to? Really, I pray that will not be a story to tell. We all hope that the international help will continue everywhere. Yes, yes, I hope so because it will help a lot, right? Many people deserve to get their drugs and deserve to become healthy and strong. And you can see me, right? Um, I have my own story to tell, and my story is already. But this is you can find the scars on my neck. You can see this mark, right? It was really really a long story, right? Because they do a series of operation to remove the growth on my neck, right? This my jaw was very eyes swell, right? My face was really, but I thank God because I survived. Sorry to tell. And during that period, it was really, really, really a stage of not talking about it. My mom was there for me, standing, motivating me. What you should understand, life is not a thing we should joke with, right? About our health, right? And what we are prioritizing, right? When we prioritize our health, it will help a lot because in the hospital there was 155 patients, right? And entered into the hospital, right? Taking those drugs, sometimes feel discouraged. Others patient due to the high smell of those drugs. Sometimes some of them decided to throw out those drugs because they don't have someone who will stand to motivate them. Every day taking injections and so more. It's really, really frustrating, right? But life must continue. Life must continue. Life must continue because people around the world really are doing a great job of providing the remedies and the drugs. Light has already gone, and really, these are the challenges people are going. In the hospital, there are patients who really need motivation, like me and others. We have others who sometimes their patient disown them. They don't even their family don't usually visit them, right? Because of the situation, and some of them lose their life. My best friend lost my best friend. Wow, wow. We share things in common. It don't it actually need bloods, but thanks to partner health step in to buy those blood for that's my friend, but eventually we lost him. This my own um guy, right? My friend my friend own was at his chest, a big one like a boil, but it was not a boil, right? It was a goat. that pain lead to his death because he don't he was very discouraged, right? That was a high. Hello, how are you? Welcome, God bless you anyway. Thank you very much. That was how the situation was like. Thank you, Stanley. You can support the intention of support giving back to the community, right? By sending super chats and also